Welcome to the German Gills Show as Gillingham take on Doncaster Rovers this afternoon here at Priestfield Stadium. Doncaster are really out of form at the moment and Gillingham really have the pressure on to bounce back after their 2-1 loss at Barrow last weekend. I'm going to be your host, Reese, to take you through every step of today's game. Thank you very much for stopping by on this German Gills Light Show on this Good Friday afternoon. If you want to follow our social, you can do on Twitter at Deutsche Gills and on Instagram, we're on German Gills. If you would like to contact the show, you can do so using the WhatsApp in the link description. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do so through Buy Me a Coffee. The link to that is also in the description. I want to give one shout out to 45 RPM Watt, who donated 5 beers to the channel and said that they always look forward to watching the show with a coffee the next day after the match. Thank you very much for your support for this German Gills show. And of course, we have Adam Wesgate who's heading over to the game today. Adam, tell us your thoughts for this game this afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, Reese, from a very reasonably sunny Priestfield for the first of our Easter double header. Now, Northampton, I'm just going to get that quickly out of the way and say if we get a point from that, I'll be really happy. But today is the day that I think we can get the 3 points. We put out an extremely predictable team. I think we've got enough about us to get what I'm going to predict is a 2-1 victory. I've only got one result right this year, so I'm gonna double my money today, hopefully. I'm going to go for a Gills win, 2-1, Wesgate Gills.
And of course, we have Luke with his Luke's 11 trying to predict the starting lineup for a match-up against Doncaster Rovers this afternoon.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Luke's 11. Good Friday is here and the feel-good factor is back at the club as we welcome back our owners, Brad and Shannon, to Priestfield. Today, it's Doncaster's turn to visit a team who arguably are in decline and they've only picked up 2 wins in their last 10 and haven't won away from home in the last 4. I'm going to put our away form and Barrow's performance to one side and focus on the positives when we play at home. Let's put the team's home performance into perspective. From a club who are staring National League in the face, we have now gone to win the last 7 out of the 8 games available. For me, this is simply incredible and a massive, massive well done has to go to the players and Neil Harris and the staff. We haven't seen us give a team a hiding at home. However, I think that changes today. I'm expecting goals and therefore I've gone for the formation below. Morris to continue in between the sticks, Alexander at right back, Max Amer and Connor Masterson to pair as centre backs, Robbie McKenzie to continue at left back, in midfield Sean Williams, Tim Diang, Alex McDonald and Aidan O'Brien, and up front Tom Nichols and Oliver Hawkins. I'm expecting an aggressive attacking performance and for us to get out the blocks really, really quickly. A score prediction from me, a 3-0 win. Wesgate Gills.
So let's hear what some fans have to say about our match-up this afternoon in our German Gills Fanzone. The link to it is in the description for our WhatsApp and you can use that to be part of something like this.
How you doing? Today I think it's going to be 1-0 Gills and it's going to be Nichols goal, 1-0. Up the Gills, Wesgate Gills.
Hi Reese, it's me, Georgia.
And Elliot.
We've just arrived at Priestfield and we hope for a brilliant game as it's nice and sunny. I predict a 2-0 win to the Gills.
Yeah.
Wesgate Gills.
Let's head over to Priestfield Stadium for today's live match reaction. Wesgate Gills. So we're about to get underway at Priestfield Stadium. Just a couple of things, really. It's nice to see Priestfield looks warm. It looks like there's lots of people there. Yeah, hopefully it's a good event and hope we can get 3 points this afternoon. A couple of things. Got a message from Jackson, who has wished everyone at German Gills happy Easter, but also says Gills are going to win 2-0 today. My God, that's my prediction as well, actually. I think we're going to win 2-0. And just another thing as well is that there'll be no German Gills video for the Monday match against Northampton away. I have a family event, so there'll be no video for that. So apologies in advance if you were looking forward to that. There's going to be no video, but hopefully we can make up for it for a win today against an out-of-form Doncaster Rovers. Let's see how it goes. So Gills got a corner on his left-hand side. It's the first one of the game. We're about 2 minutes and it goes to the back post. Going to be a text free header. My goodness me, it should have been on target. And I mean, Nichols was just free at the back post, and he had all the time in the world to try and guide his header at least somewhere on target. And I think maybe he had a little bit too much time on his hands. But where are Doncaster the defence? That's a really poor showing. Hopefully that continues in that manner moving forward, because if Doncaster can defend like that, there's going to be a lot of opportunities there for Gills. Well, what's that? 0-0. So Gills got a free kick in quite a tricky position, actually. I'm going to try and dig this one into the box and get it across. That's not a bad ball in by McDonald, and he gets it out to the right side to Alexander, who's looking to recycle a place. But a few good balls in already today. Can he create something here, get a little bit of space to get it back into the box? It looks like he needs support in Dieng, which he has eventually got. And then it's the again to McDonald, who's going to put it straight into the box. And Gills there to take it. It's Hawkins, but he heads it over the bar. Just want to say the first sort of 12 minutes of this game, Gills have been on the front foot the whole time. And it's looking like if this continues, Gills should be scoring a couple of goals. But again, at the moment, as it is for the first half of a lot of games this season, we have a lot of movement going forward sometimes, but really no end product. And hopefully we can turn that around and get a couple at least in this game. If we keep playing like that, we certainly will do. Still 0-0. Doncaster got the ball on the left-hand side. This is their first movement forward of the game, as they've done well to get a little bit of space and find a way to get the ball in the box. They have got it in the box, and then Max Hamer has to deal with it. Only gone to the edge of the box as Doncaster look to recycle. It looks like they're going to create a big chance. They take a shot on goal. It's blocked again. Another shot on goal, and it's hit the post. And it's just gone wide. I don't know if Morris actually saved that in the end, but it's the first attack that Doncaster have made in this game so far. I mean, it was just peppering the goal. They were trying to find ways through. It was a block, that is, by Aimer. And then a half volley, I think, is possibly saved. I'm not sure if it tipped onto the post or just hit the post outright. But nonetheless, Doncaster have finally got their first attack, and it's about 15 minutes into the game. So corner for Doncaster on this right-hand side. It's headed towards goal, headed away, and then headed on the bar. One cleared off the line in the end, and it's another shot on target for Doncaster. Gills, for all their possession, hard work at the moment, is not really paying off, because Doncaster really have only had two opportunities, and both of them have been on target. Learned that the one before was saved by Glenn Morris just, and that one had to be cleared off the line and headed onto the bar. And Gills, for all this work and all his possession, still aren't putting shots on target. But in saying that, we're coming forward now. O'Brien, there's a lot of players there. And unfortunately for him, he's tripped over himself, it looks like, and gone out for a Doncaster goal kick. But, I mean, we're having problems of, creating chances for ourselves. Doncaster got some big centre-forwards going and centre-backs going forward. Managed to get a header on goal, and I think it was headed onto the bar by Alexander in the end, and Gillingham got away with that, because if that goes in the back of the net, it's going to be a bit of an uphill struggle for Gillingham, not putting many on target at the moment. But it currently stands Gillingham 0, Doncaster 0. Just. Gills with the front, this left-hand side taken by McKenzie. It's headed across the back of the goal to shot. Yes! And Gills have scored through Nichols. It's about time he put one in the back of the net, and he's finally done so. What a fantastic volley that is. I think that's on his weave foot, his left-hand side, and he's put it in the top left-hand corner. It was a brilliant long throw in from McKenzie. It's about time he scored for a long throw. So we've been doing them all season, and it seems to be nothing is coming from them. But finally, we have something from a long throw to show for our efforts of doing this. And let's have a look at this replay. It's a great throw in. It's a good flick on as well by Hawkins, and a fantastic volley by Nichols. The ball didn't touch the floor until it went in the back of the net. And hopefully this is the start of Gillingham moving forward, getting a couple of goals in this game, because I think we have deserved this lead considering the amount of possession that we've had. And we've scored in the first half for once. It's Gillingham 1, Doncaster 0. This could come down for Eddie O'Brien. He could got a chance. He needs to find a little bit of space or someone to pass the ball to. It's gone to Alexander on this down the centre. He's now going to look for a ball on the left-hand side. It's going to go to Nichols. Going to put the ball into the box. Going to get a flick on. It's been punched half away with the goal. Madonna with the shot on goal. Headed away by Doncaster, or blocked as it were. And it looks like it's going to be cleared. And Gills nearly went ahead just before the full-time whistle. It's a ball over the top, and Nichols has picked it up. Can he get a shot on goal? Can he find a bit of space? It's gone to Hawkins. It's going to go back to O'Brien. He's taken a shot on goal. It's gone straight into the goalkeeper's arms, and that is half-time. What an exciting end to the half that was. So as it currently stands, it's Gillingham 1, Doncaster Rovers 0, and on the line we have Adam Wesgate.
Guten Nachmittag.
Yes, and it is a good afternoon actually, because Gillingham have scored a goal in the first half, and that hasn't happened for a while. What do you make of the game so far?
Well, I was preparing for a very different half-time, although I still think we've been extremely wasteful on the whole. But we look like we should really be putting this, to bed at some point soon in the second half. But yeah, the sun's out. It's a fairly full stadium. It's got a bit of an end-of-season feel to it, and I get the impression looking at Harris, he doesn't really want that. So, yeah, hopefully we can improve the goal tally, because Doncaster, in my opinion, are there for the taking.
They really are, and that's what I wanted to say, because Doncaster are looking pretty ordinary, but we can't put that past them, because they did hit the bar in the first half just before we scored, didn't they?
Well, it looked like we were going to get sucker punched. I think it was twice. There was one that just went wide, then they hit the bar. So I was getting a bit worried. I thought, have we lost the momentum that we had, and are we going to get it back? But that finish from Nichols was so difficult compared to that chance he had. Probably it was the first minute or maybe before. So he'll be kicking himself on the one hand, but on the other, we got a quality goal.
Absolutely. I was going to mention about the quality of that goal from Nichols, and it's about time he managed to put in the back of the net. And it's actually not been assisted by McDonald for once as well, which I thought was an interesting take.
Shock horror, I know, right? Not a McDonald assist. Or not from a set piece if it was the first half of the season.
Exactly.
But no, hopefully we can improve. Hopefully we can improve our goal tally, because even though it's obviously been, anything would have been better in the first half of the season, but we still could do with banging a few more in, I think. And I think this is the game to do it. And with Northampton looming, I told you before, I think a point would be good at Northampton. If we just get even further away to that 50-point mark, I think we'll all be very happy.
Agree with you, and I hope that we can get the win, but we will catch up at full time to see the end result.
Yep, see you then.
So we're about to go underway for the second half. Let's hope Gills can see this through and get those 3 points. But one goal could change this. If it goes Doncaster away, it's going to be a tough game. And you know how football works; it could just change on its head. But hopefully, we get the next goal. Advantage played by the referee as Doncaster come forward, and it's going to be dangerous for Gills. A great ball through, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. And I just want to say, we're 68 minutes into this half, albeit there's been quite a lengthy break here and there. So actually, we've only played about 15, 20 minutes of this half. Really, 20 minutes half really has been quite a lot of injury time. However, there really hasn't been much from Gillingham going forward. We've had a couple of chances, but nothing really of note. But we do still have the possession and the momentum going forward. We just need to capitalise on it, because at the moment we're really not. And I think we do need to find that second goal, particularly with results around us at the moment going in the favour of the teams at the bottom of the table. I don't know what it's going to be like, obviously, ended the video, but at the moment there's not really much to shout about in this half, as Gillingham still lead this game 1-0. It's a good ball to the right-hand side for Doncaster, who started building to this game, actually, and Gills need to be aware of this. They're coming forward now on the right-hand side, a great opportunity. It's a good ball, and they're going to take a shot well left. It's a shot on goal, and it's saved by Morris. So they get this shot on target. Doncaster, Gills have got to be careful. Doncaster are growing into this game in this part of the second half. That's a fantastic move by Doncaster, well left as well. And on another day, that goes in the back of the net. Luckily for Gillingham, it went right down the throat of Glenn Morris, who picked it up at the second time of asking, but he got a solid block in there. And Gills need to get a goal, otherwise Doncaster, I feel, have a goal now somewhere in them. Still 1-0 Gills. Gills are coming to this right-hand side. It's been Lapsey, one of them on the goalkeeper. He's taken it down the right-hand side. He's punched it away, the goalkeeper, but it's gathered by Doncaster in the end. And Lapsey nearly had an instant impact as it was put forward by Nichols. And that would have been a fantastic welcoming to get a double goal for Gills to put 2 on the board. But Doncaster now coming forward on this left-hand side, but I don't think this attack has enough momentum to keep the highlight going. But Gills could have gotten 2-0 up then. It's a great ball. It's gone all the way to Jeffries on the left-hand side and flicked on by Hawkins. Can he return the favour, hit the ball in the box? It's going to be put in by Dieng. That's a really high ball. Nichols probably isn't going to win that. He's down and he's won it, though. It's bouncing around and it's picked up by the goalkeeper. Again, Gillingham have just not got that final touch moving forward, unfortunately, at the moment, as it still remains 1-0. And Doncaster, I think there's a goal in them somewhere. I'm sorry to say, and Gills need to just put one of these away. They're getting in these dangerous positions, but there's nothing there. The final touch, like Nichols had in the first half, and it's a real problem. It's a real shame. Gills need to find a second goal, in my opinion. So Doncaster coming forward from the left-hand side. It's really good work, and it's a shot, and it's gone over the bar. And again, it's a decent bit of work by Doncaster, and they are knocking at the door. Gills need to be really careful at the moment, because one of the things that we've done, we've sat back. We're probably playing the percentages now, and we're inviting a bit more pressure, albeit Doncaster shot from about 30 yards and went over the bar, and that works in Gillingham's favour. But I do get a little bit edgy when we sit back and try and just take this 1-0, where for most of the game we've had the possession. So we'll wait to see how this turns out, but hopefully we can just hold on. The Gills with the corner on the right-hand side. Surely a goal now. We'll put it to bed as it goes to the back post. Free head for Dieng, puts it in the box, and it's headed away by Doncaster. Can aim again on target. It's bouncing around and just goes wide of the right-hand post. There's claims for a corner, and they have got a corner, and Gillingham did nearly get the goal that they wanted there as it went across the back post. Dieng again had a free header, put it back in. It's a bit of a scramble, headed away by the Doncaster player, and then he missed the clearance. Luckily, it was off target for him, and it went out for another Gills corner. Doncaster coming forward now. It's a very dangerous attempt. They take a shot, and it just goes past the left post. And that's the closest Doncaster have come, really, I think, in the last sort of... Let's have a look. Since the 83rd minute. So, Gills have weathered this storm pretty well in the second half, and looks like it should conclude to a 1-0 victory. But yeah, fingers crossed that actually happens. And that is full time, and Gills take all 3 points home again this half of the season. And I think that's now 8 in 9. I think that is at home. But we're going to leave it to Adam Wesgate to wrap up the 3 points against Doncaster Rovers this afternoon.
Well, thank you, Reece, and we'll just have to put that down to a 1-0 win that we should all be happy with, but at the same time, it does put into perspective what we need for next season, because we were very wasteful. I mean, we were lucky in a way that Doncaster were just... Defensively, they were ropey, and up front, they could have had that goal at the end, but I can see why. I don't think they've travelled well this year from what I was reading, and I think that's apparent why. So for the 100 or so Doncaster fans who I noticed cheering their first shot on goal in the second half, that told a story in itself. I don't know why we couldn't create more, why we couldn't do more. Brilliant goal, by the way, from Nichols, but we have to take the positives. They played the great escape at the end, which I think tells you what the thoughts are of the club. It's all for next season, so let's be positive. We go to Northampton away. If we can get a draw there, great. I think that's possible. We're getting towards the 50-point mark. So, Wesgate's Gills.